This is Fat Kings Friday for Friday the 27th. I'm Phil Olson.
I'm Tyrone.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome. So today's show is So What's Up? Because there's lots of shit going on, right?
There is a lot of shit going on.
But I'm just gonna say it now before we get started. So there's like 4 viewers right now. So if there isn't, and it could just be because of summertime, there could be a lot of reasons for it, right? But if it's one of those things where we're not gonna get live viewers, because we get a ton of people who watch it after the fact, but if people just want to watch the recorded version, we don't have to keep doing this live because it's not really that easy to do this live every week.
And I think maybe, what we did not learn from this was that maybe we need to take the whole summer off. Like our season ends when the summer starts, or spring, late spring, and then we come back when fall hits. But that'd
Yeah,
be pretty long, 3 months. But I mean, I'll tell you right now, man, I've been planning shit for every weekend that's available in summer. Like I got
yeah,
shit to do, so it's like
yeah. I know. Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of people have that. It's
yeah.
summertime, a lot going on.
So we'll consider for maybe for next season we end the season in spring and we don't pick it up again until fall. So we'll see.
Yeah, we might do that. You know.
But viewers' choice, we'll see.
No, we lost a viewer as we said that. That's
Well,
amazing.
see, they're like, fuck it, I'll just watch it.
I'll
Already.
watch it tomorrow. Oh, this is recorded? Well, then I'll
They
watch it
record
later.
it. Fuck. They sit through these two assholes live.
So let's get into some of what's going on. Let me look here. So Gooch, he like hit his goal like in 3 weeks, I think, and then Sarah hit her goal, and then Lauren just hit goal, and Mike May hit goal. So you're at goal, right?
I'm not at goal. No, I have not hit goal still.
Okay. Well, yeah.
But you're
Why?
thinking to yourself, but you only have 1 pound to lose in a week.
Pretty much. I mean, 1 pound, you should have like crushed it. You had 1 pound to lose in 2 weeks, really.
Really, right. So that really, I mean, I thought that was too easy. And as you know, I was in a competition with Lauren, and a gentleman always loves to let a woman finish first. So at least once or twice.
Right.
And so I thought it would be the best thing to put on weight last week, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah. It's funny because I put on like a pound and a half over the past week, and I'm so excited by it because I'm getting way too skinny. And I think
It must be
me.
horrible for you.
I know. I know.
You and Pete. I cry every night. I cry myself to sleep over you two.
That's what I was just gonna say is that me and Pete are the only people that get excited about weight gains. I think.
Oh shit. Yeah, I know. So I don't know, man. I got I'm going into week 50, so I have 2 more weeks before my year. Got my blood panel coming up. I got my 1 year doctor visit coming up, so it'd be nice to have hit it by then. But I think I think I was right when I set it at 215. I should have left it there, but being the fucking overachiever that I am, I said, "What's 5 more pounds? 5 pounds is only a couple weeks." So
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that you're almost like in a plateau, and you're gonna hit 210, and then you're just gonna keep going down.
I
Like you're
wonder
gonna be at
about
like
that.
202, and no, that's how I was. Like I was dying to get to 240, and then just last week I was at 209. I'm going,
That's
what
what's
the
gonna happen. I'm
fuck?
gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit fucking 210, and I'm gonna be like,
Mhm.
and then it's gonna be like, bam. So just down, drop, 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 drop. It's gonna drop like crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
once you're not worried about
I
it
gotta
anymore.
gain some weight,
I
So
know. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell when because you start like I haven't had loose skin through the whole thing, but now that I'm getting really low on the weights because I'm finally at normal BMI. But as I get lower and lower, I feel like, man, am I getting fat? Am I gaining weight again? What's going on? And it's just the skin's loosening up, and it feels almost like I'm getting fat again.
yep. I am definitely noticing the skin change. That's how I kind of know I'm really like done. I'm like pretty much there. Like 210 is really it.
Hmm.
And I noticed something else. I did a bunch of photos thinking, well, 1 pound, nobody's gonna notice like if I take my my side-by-side photos. Because I did my one at 360 back in the day. I did my 260, and I do my 210.
Mhm.
So I said, I'll do it now. Nobody's going to notice the difference between 212 and 210 anyway. It's 2 pounds. So I took them now, and I put them side by side, and I was like, holy shit. Like, I mean, like, I can see it now. Like, I get it now. Okay, that's it. 210 is good. There's a
Yeah.
couple things there's something I noticed that's bugging me a little bit, so I'm now rethinking the plastic situation a little differently. But
No, come on.
all in all, it's just we'll just see how everything tightens up over the next year. I mean, I'm not doing it now, obviously. So
Are you having your labia prettied up? Is that
I
what you're gonna
am
have done?
because as Tanya said, your
Pubic region or
private area needs some love. So no,
right?
something else. But yeah, it's just weird now. I mean, it's weird to see like where my ab muscles are in the front, and then it dips down, and then it
Mhm.
goes out where the skin is. You know what I mean? So there's still the skin around the middle, but I ain't worried about it.
Yeah, it bothers me in like my swimming trunks, right? Because I can wear a 34, no problem. I mean, I can wear them up around my gut, but the little fucking skin, but my stomach tongue, kind of.
Up and top.
Yeah, it kind of, if you go up above, it's to like by your belly button, you got like this weird looking thing. So I have to wear 36 to kind of, so the form is a little bit better, more acceptable.
I learned this from Kirk. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, Kirk wears one size up so he doesn't get the little muffin top thing, even though the size down fits better, But
Right.
straightness, he said he does that. So yeah, I mean, it's all about work. You want
Kirk and straightness? What?
I did not even intend that. That was a brilliant joke. So after all this work, you're like, hey, I'd like to be able to go out to the pool with the shirt off. I mean, that's kind of a guy thing. But it's like, fuck, it's a wreck. So we'll see.
Oh, I walked around Tampa with very little clothes on the entire time, so I don't have a problem with that. It's just one of those things where, because I had my shirt off like the whole time I was in Tampa. I don't know what that's about, but it's just one of those things where if I start wearing stuff that is the right size, now I see why people wear shapewear. I still can't bring myself to do it, and I won't do it, but I can see why you would.
Yeah. No, I could do. Yeah, Gooch showed me some cool tank tops. I thought, maybe I'll get one of those because, it would be nice to just have that around the middle, especially where the waist of your pants fit. You don't want the loose skin spilling over. You just press it in. But, man, I just can't bring myself to do it.
I can't do it. Can't do it.
I mean, I'm married, so I guess it's not, but I guess.
Well, that's why I said it, right? Yeah.
Your brother's rules.
My brother's rules are that if you're married, you can do it. It's not false advertising.
There you go.
But if you're not married, if you're a single dude or whatever your situation is, if you're out trying to solicit, you should not false advertise.
I have to concur. So we're talking about a lot of shit going on. We got some freaking events coming up, dude. There's a lot of events that mainly start with your phone being on vibrate, and then
I'm on call, so I don't have a choice.
Shit. So we got a lot of events coming up. I thought we would, since we didn't have a lot to talk about tonight, we would talk about those, and of course I would give people more time to get their liquor on and get their questions going. So that seems to always work well. Lots of, by the way, before we get into that, something you said last week made me think I got to re-engage a little bit more in the community and start picking up a lot of the new people and really start following the new people. Because I've been working with a guy through work who's on the path. He's early on. He's going in for his first consultation next couple of weeks.
Has he been able to snatch the pebble from your hand?
Not yet.
Okay.
But he's doing well. He's been working out with me 3 times a week. He does some martial arts at night. The dude's big dude, so he reminds me a lot of myself. Big dude, already pretty active. I'm excited, and I'm like, it's re-engaged me with the fact that I want to be there for newbies, so I'm going to start trying to pick up some more newbies, and a lot of newbies have been coming on the scene, and IM and me and stuff through. Actually, a great way to contact me, by the way, while we're talking about it, is through MyFitnessPal. I get those emails all the time. We do not get the freaking YouTube emails, so don't waste your time. And we don't check our Fat Kings email like ever. Like we have
No.
it at Fat Kings email, but we never check it.
Well, and then like even the messages on Facebook, I check them, but it's every once in a while. So I mean, there's a delay, and it's like I'll go in there and there'll be like 30 of them, but some of them are 2 weeks old, so I feel bad. Like I feel like I'm ignoring people, but we're not ignoring people. It's just those aren't the primary modes of communication. So I know, like with me, just hit me up on PM if you see me online.
Yeah, so I say that the MyFitnessPal for me is like the best, and it's open to everybody. You want to follow me? The links are always below my videos. Just click on the link, click me. I approve everybody. I don't care. That's the one place that is weight loss related, and I'm okay with that. Contact me through there. It's been awesome. It's been great. But yeah, I'm gonna re-engage with a lot of new people. Opera 1952 is one of the guys who had surgery not too long ago. He reached out to me. He owes us a video, so if he's watching, you owe us a video. Another guy who's been he's done really well. I think he's lost like 70-something pounds already, so good for him. Yeah, so I'm a
I started following up. Tanya, she had posted one girl, I think it was today, but I think she's posted a couple people, and then Aussie Mel, she's been posting a ton of Australians lately.
Right. Yes. And that's really good. So that segues us back into the list. So here are the events that are coming up. Now, let me say this. If you go to a WLS event,
be ready.
There is a high probability that you're going to have an emotional response whether you want to or not. I think it's like mass hysteria, like literally. Like you get all those people together with all those suppressed feels, and the feels start bouncing off each other like particles, and you get like a critical mass of feels, and everybody has feels, and it comes out in a lot of different ways. So it can come out as anger, it can come out as tears, it can come out as, all kinds of shit. So be prepared. But here are events I would not miss if you are in the area. So we will start off with the Midwest Meet and Greet, which is coming up, I believe, pretty soon. Anybody?
Yeah, I don't know a lot about that. I think Jennifer Bleacher is the one that's put that one together, right?
She's in charge of that one. So make sure that you touch base with her if she does not. For some reason, I just saw Tanya's post. If for some reason she does not get back to you, if she doesn't say something in the chat or somebody doesn't say something in the chat about when it is, she'll be the one to give you the answer when it is. But I think that's the next one coming up. So that's why we're putting that one first. I cannot make it. I know whenever the date was, I wasn't available, unfortunately. I thought about it, but it just couldn't happen. And I'll tell you, Gastric Tiger is going to be there. So if you get an opportunity, that's a good one. Check out the Tiger. Check out Jennifer. Check out her husband, who's an awesome dude.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's a cool dude.
Freddie Mercury.
I don't see that, but okay. Problem is, if I went to that, I would just be talking to him all night about LucasArts.
Yeah, I know, right? Because he did all the Star Wars stuff.
Go away. Stop talking to me about work.
Hey, David, come here. What are we doing, David? Where are we going? Where are you going? What are you going to do? It'll be like watching Gooch around Sarah.
No! So, I'm glad you picked on him and not me. We didn't make fun of Gooch at all last video, so we apologize.
We did. He actually got mad because we didn't even mention him, and he's going to be at OH in LA, which is next up on the list. So Gooch Monster will be in OH.
And Jennifer just joined the chat, so she will post the dates for the Midwest Meet and Greet in the chat. So, all right, so OH, yeah, let's talk about OH. Less of Sarah is speaking at OH, so that's a draw right there.
I think OH is a big one because, especially if you're new, I'm sure you've heard about Team BSG, and that all came out of the OH last year. And then Sarah Spoon met Waffle there, and a bunch of stuff came out OH. So that's kind of their homecoming, that whole group of people. And I know like Tanya and John are going to be there too.
Yes, so you absolutely should make that one if you can. I cannot. It conflicts with, falls right between my family vacation and my corporate trip. So I will not be making that one, unfortunately. But 'tis the breaks. At the same time, however, AC is on, which is Atlantic City. That's an exact same weekend, which is unfortunate. But for those people who don't want to fly from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast for OH, there's something going on. So get down to AC. I don't know who the AC coordinator is, but
I don't know. I believe Philly Tomcat he's in the know, but I don't know if how much he's affiliated with it or not. So you might want to check out Philly Tomcat on Facebook. Ping him and
also
see.
cool dude.
He is, and I gave him so much shit because I didn't know. Everybody just told me Philly Tomcat was related to AC, and they had done some censoring of posts, and I'm very much against censoring. And so I was talking shit about this guy I've never met. And then I met him. Cool dude. Yeah,
he's
I
a
like
cool
him.
dude, man. Yeah, he got some shit too, man. And I was like, come on, you pick on Philly?
I know, right? Well, it was the same people who were picking on my brother and on Sarah and just the whole situation. They were quick to jump all over that Tampa situation. So
the Midwest meet and greet, I am being told in chat, is on July 19th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Perfect Games that is in Ames, Iowa, and there is a hotel very close to there, like within seeing distance. So you can get more information about that if you want to book it.
So you can go to the hotel in Iowa and see it? You can just watch people at the meet and greet?
You can watch people. You don't even have to go. You could just watch the people.
Right.
So if you're an introvert, you can stay in your room but still participate. It's pretty cool.
Or if you're agoraphobic, you can take your Xanax and just sit by the window and watch people have fun.
That's right. And there's a link in the chat from Teeny Tiny, as well as comments from Gastric and Jamie VSG. So we got a lot of good people coming out here tonight. And I will be getting the comments here in a second. But we got more there. But
our group is small, but it's mighty. So thank you.
It is the mighty.
Showed up.
I will say the people that do show up are the badass motherfuckers, pretty much.
They are, and they're around every week. Every week we have this small handful of people who are here every week.
We might just be an excuse to drink, but we'll take it.
Or they might just want the excuse to see how fucked up I get, and they're like, okay. As long as I don't get to the Tyrone type position in life, I'm doing good.
I'm okay. I don't have a problem yet. If I'm not, I don't have a problem yet. The next big one, and this one, and this is something else I want to comment on. Australia has come on big, and I'm gonna put that on 3 people. 3 people have cultivated the entire WLS community in Australia. That's Little Ozzy Mel, Big V, and Harry Draco Girl. They have all really pulled people in, and I know Mel's done a shit ton of work on setting up the Winter Sleeves Down Under meet and greet, which is going to be in Sydney in October on the 10th. A little steep for us Yanks to get there. I'm not going to lie. A round trip airfare from here is like $2,300.
Yeah.
It's a little steep. That's the airfare. Then you got to stay there, and you're not going to just go for a couple nights. You're going to go for a week or 2 at least. And that can get expensive fast, as Tyrone kindly let us know last week. So
yeah, $12,000 is what it would be. I mean, if you're gonna do it right, it's gonna run about $12,000.
So think about it. It's definitely on my dream list of places to go. I would love to be at that meet and greet. It's gonna take a last minute miracle for me. I think you're pretty much out of that.
I'm out. Well, it won't happen for me.
It's gonna take a last minute miracle, but I'm holding out hope.
Just because you're American. That's very much an American thing.
There's likelihood and possibility. So it's not very likely, but it's possible. So we'll see what happens.
Highly improbable, but
highly
possible.
Improbable is the word. Yes. So then we've got in November. Now this is not an official weight loss kind of thing, but if you want to show off your new skills and your new body, you want to challenge yourself.
Well, this is one of 2. So
this is one of 2. So,
this is the Tough Mudder. So the Tough Mudder is going on down here, and I'm trying to put together a Tough Mudder team. So you can check out Tough Mudder. They post on freaking Facebook nonstop. I think it's toughmudder.com. But anyway, I'm trying to put a team together to do it, and it's a pretty intense obstacle course. I mean, you can bypass obstacles if you want. It's more about just completing it, going out. It's team. It's kind of a team-based type obstacle course. You really need a team member. Like, you couldn't just go out and do it solo, I don't think. So anyway, yeah, and there's some training stuff out there that's pretty intense, but that's like it's kind of, I don't know if you ever watched Ninja Warrior, but it's kind of like Ninja Warrior. Like you have the hardcore crew in Ninja Warrior, and then you have the people that just go to that thing to have fun. My team is going to be the team that just goes there to have fun. So if you can,
I am tempted just
you
as a
should.
fitness challenge.
Yeah, I mean you should. You should come down. It's in November. Depending on how many people come, most of you can stay at my house. And we'll go out there. We're
We'll
just
be in
gonna.
no condition for a Tough Mudder if we all stay at but it'll be a fun
Yeah,
show.
I know. You will be highly dehydrated. I'll
Team
tell you
train
that
wreck.
much. Yeah. But, you know, it's about going out there and having fun, and it would be nice to see the WLS community kind of represent and just have a good time. It's just, like I said, it's about having fun. Don't be intimidated by it. And anyway, you know, it's kind of an NSV thing. And then directly, well, not directly after that, but the next thing is also another NSV related. It's not sanctioned by anybody, and it's right now it's just me, Tanya, and John are the only ones going right now because we just decided on it. So May 15th, we're going to go to Retreat in Georgia. We're going to go on May 15th, and it's a bunch of zip lining, some badass obstacles. If you don't want to do the zip lining, yeah, there's horse riding, there's kayaking.
Tanya's the one that sold this to me too. I was like, wait a minute, I'm rethinking this whole thing now. I think I might do this too. So,
right. Yeah, no, I mean, she's the one that showed it to me, and I was like, let's just do it, just plan it. And Penny Lane will not be around because she's
shooting that movie.
She's shooting that movie.
They got the final location.
Yes.
On IMDb.
They do. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it because it actually.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think I'm allowed to say where it's at. But anyway, she will be gone for 6 months or so. So anyway, she won't be able to make it, but I'll be there. Tanya will be there. John will be there. Hopefully Phil will come down for it. Corey's nearby. Leah's nearby. Maybe they'll make it, and anybody else. So anyway, if you check my Facebook, or if you check Tanya's Facebook, or if you check, I think John's, there's a link to this place, and you can see what it's all about. So I'd like us to meet people.
Is it on Fat Kings, or we should put it on Fat Kings if not?
It's not on Fat Kings yet, but I'll post it up. I'll post it up tonight on Fat Kings.
Okay, good. And then that leaves us the biggie of biggies, the one that started all of the feels and the drama and the self-realization and the damn near suicides. It was terrible. The WLSFA. That's coming in April. San Diego, California.
San Diego.
Whale's vagina, as we all know, from the original German, which means whale's vagina. So that's coming up, but wait, there's more. There's more.
Right.
Kirk, being the other badass motherfucker that we know, set up a cruise after the fact. So you have a land and a sea portion for this one as well. If you don't want to go to WLSFA, you just want to hang with the smaller crew, Kirk's Cruise. Go check out VSG Kirk's page. You can sign up right through Papa Down Travel via Kirk's special URL there. $200 saves you a spot. It's refundable. If you decide not to go later, no big deal. I know that's a ways out. I know me. That's a long time to plan out. I'm kind of like just trying to get to October at this point. After October, I'll figure out what I'm doing for 2015. But these are a lot of hot prospects is what I'm saying. You guys need to start thinking about this. And if you're new and you just started, let me tell you, there's something to think about. In 3 months, I lost 50-something pounds. In 6 months, I lost 70-something pounds. You have a lot of time between now and then. So start thinking about booking that shit now because you want to be able to experience that with your new body. You're going to be a new you by the time that rolls around. So don't say, well, I got to get to the weight loss thing, and then I'll deal with that stuff. Then I'll go with these events. No. You want to go then. That's a perfect time to go. So start thinking about one of those events. I can't recommend them enough, all of them. I really kind of want to see, especially those of you that are getting closer to goal. You don't have to be at goal, but closer to goal. Or if you are at goal, great, that's fine. Let's look at that Tough Mudder. Let's look at that May 15th NSV retreat. Because man, nothing feels better than doing shit that you just could not do before.
Yeah, and you don't have to be at goal or even anywhere near goal. You can just be starting out. I mean, as long as you're released for physical activity, obviously. Right. But it's open to everybody. And like I said, it's the Tough Mudder. Our team is all about just having fun, and then the NSV retreat is just about doing as much as you can. Now there is weight restrictions, so I believe it's around the 250 mark. So if you're over 250, you won't be able to do a lot of the zip lining. So that's just something to keep in mind, unfortunately. But
Whoa, you're saying the world's built for people 250? Wait, what?
yeah. Have you heard this before?
I think I've heard this somewhere.
Yes, and yeah, 250 is the world. The world is built for 250 and under.
Ladders,
And,
chairs, indoor skydiving, zip lining, roller coasters, most women. What else?
I know, it's just like everything. Everything. The Segway is 250.
There you go. It's Segway. See, it's everything. It's a magic number.
Yeah, it is. As long as you get under 250, you can do everything. But anyways, yeah, it's about having fun. I'll concur with you on going to the weight loss things. If you haven't been to one before, you should go to at least one. And don't feel bad if you don't have anybody go with you, like your spouse isn't supportive or you just don't have a partner or anybody to go with you. Solo it. You can hit up any of the Team VSG people. They'll pull you right into the group. And you can ask Gastric Tiger about that. You could ask Catherine that was hanging out there. What's her name? I think Katie is the other girl that was hanging out. So anyway, you have friends already there. You just don't know it yet. So feel free to go to any of these events solo. You don't have to have somebody go with you.
You might. There's a part of me that almost says go solo, because it'll force you to deal with the whole other side of the picture, man. Just do it. You'll find it if you just post out on your videos. If you don't make videos, then put it in a Facebook. Hey, I'm looking for a roomie, or hey, I'm looking for somebody to share the cost of a room. You'll find somebody. Trust me. I mean, you will not regret it. So some things to think about. So that's kind of where we're at.
But you don't want a room with me and Phil, because you will be ejected from the hotel.
You could lose a place. You could lose a place to sleep. I'm just gonna warn you now. You might want to have a backup room at another hotel. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, thank God that who took in Lauren?
Yeah, poor Lauren. But yeah,
somebody took in Lauren. I remember somebody took in Lauren, and then Will and Sarah took in Gooch. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Hojo took us in, so that was.
Yeah, the Hojo took us back. Yeah, Hojo and Tampa. We love you guys. You rock.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're going back to the chat questions here.
Okay. Was there any?
So Waiting for Me asks, the sky is up? ? Yes, the sky is up always. No matter how you fall, the sky is always up. So that's one.
I think it's because the name of the show is So What's Up?
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, I got it. But okay. Tanya asks, when are we going to still see Phil in his undies again? Come on, goal. Yeah, that's the problem. You have to see to get that. You have to see goal. So you're going to see Lauren in her skin flick long before you're going to see me at this point. So not that that's a bad thing. That's actually better her than me. Yeah,
Lil Ozzy Mel says, okay, serious question. What do you think about kids getting VSG? And my thought is a kid, if it's a life-saving operation, yes. Otherwise, no, just because they're not fully formed. So that seems idiotic.
I'm going to go with that, too. I think that if you have a kid, there was one little girl who was like, I don't remember what she was, 12, 13, severely, obviously had a metabolism problem. It wasn't what she was eating. Doctors made the decision that she was a candidate. Went through all the same rigmarole that we did, and she got it, and it's doing good for her. But that gives her a chance to have a normal life. So before she gets to her, her critical teen years, where she's going to develop self-esteem issues and self-value issues, she had a life-saving thing. Now she can be a quote-unquote normie. And shit, you're that young, your skin, you don't have to worry about that shit. That'll bounce right back. So.
Yeah, I mean, if it's life-saving, I'm all for it. Miss Dana, she puts that Gary the Bypass Man does AC planning as well. So Gary the Bypass Man, I'm not familiar with him. But I believe you can also contact Feely.
Oh, my God. I just saw, oh, my Lord, Mama VSG coming out swinging. Tyrone, are you going to OH, or are you making excuses like Phil?
I am going to. No, I am going to not attend any sanctioned WLS events. I'll be doing the Tough Mudder, and I will be doing the NSV Retreat, and those will be the only events that I will be at for the next year.
No WLS.
Now maybe if they ask me to come and sign autographs, you know, something like that.
What about as a speaker?
A speaker, or you know, maybe I'll just create a Meet Tyrone type event.
I think it would be awesome. Although I know we kind of do this on the fly, but if we could put together an actual pure comedy skit where we played off each other and really set up all the jokes and had it all timed and all that stuff, I think it'd be cool to do a comedy skit at one of those because you never see that. I would be cool to do that, but
yeah, I think that could be fun. You know, really, our whole ambition in life is to have Kevin Smith see Fat Kings and pick us up on Smudcast.
That is true. Yeah, and I mean, it's not like we do know somebody who kind of knows them. I'm a little disappointed there hasn't been a hookup at this point, but I'm just gonna say
there hasn't even been an offer, Chris Waffle, to
hey,
hook us up. I mean, he got Kevin Smith to hold a microphone for him. Yeah, I mean, come on. You can.
I mean, you know, I mean, your brother and I were 15 feet from Kevin Smith at one point.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I'm pretty sure my movie script that I submitted to competitions got panned because I have a particular character in there that very much has that Kevin Smith kind of humor. I'm pretty sure.
Was he silent?
A lot of George. No, I mean just his type of character, very crude, right. Very funny. So I'm pretty sure that's why I didn't do too well in the competitions. As a matter of fact, I know so because I had some judges tell me that the humor was just a little dirty in spots. But that was a compliment to me. Yeah, I would love to meet the dude once. It would be awesome. That would be kind of like I met George Lucas already, so just Kevin Smith would be like just.
Really?
Yeah.
Kevin Smith is bigger than George Lucas.
For me, yeah. Just because of how he got to be where he is. All the decisions and things he had to do. Self-made. Not that George Lucas wasn't, but just in a very humble sort of way. Because he had fat man syndrome, right? So he just tried harder. That was the trick.
I don't know. He seems very flip-floppy to me. Like, sometimes he's very humble, and sometimes he's a little egotistical.
So, well, yeah, but okay, so there's a very fine line, and I know where you're going with that, but there's a fine line between arrogance and confidence, right? So if you really have achieved it, that's confidence. He really has achieved it. So.
And that's the thing. Do you have a right to be cocky if it's true? You know, like if you say, like I say I'm a badass motherfucker, but I'm just saying it, right? That's cocky arrogance. But if I really was a badass motherfucker, is that arrogant? Is that cocky? It's true. If somebody truly is a badass, like Samuel L. Jackson, he truly is a badass motherfucker. So at that point, is it not arrogance?
No, I don't think it is. He's earned it.
Okay.
He's earned it at a global level too, which I mean that's kind of hard to debate.
Jamie's asking, don't you have to do 30 burpees if you skip an obstacle in Tough Mudder? I don't know. I don't think I could do 30 burpees.
Only 30?
No
problem. Do you have to do the push-up too?
Yeah, you go ahead and you do 30 burpees in fucking Tampa, 200% humidity, 98 degrees.
Not May.
Yes, in May.
Don't tell me that, or I won't come. What are you thinking, dumbass? You're supposed to be selling this.
Well, it's kind of like the predator approach because you'll be covered in mud, so that helps kind of hide the body heat.
I'll just look at the judge and go, what the hell are you? Come on, kill me, I'm here. Kill me, I'm here.
Tanya's asking about how many people do you need for Tough Mudder? I don't know. I keep looking for a team number, and I haven't seen one yet. But anyway, people just, I mean, if we need to, we'll make 2 teams, right? It don't matter. It's $125 per team. I'll pay the entry fees up to, I'll say 3 teams.
She's saying it's 285 is the top end of the weight limit for the other event. So that's still pretty fucking high.
For the NSV event?
Yes.
For men. Women, it's lower.
For men. That's still 285.
I wouldn't do it at 285. Fuck that. You're 200 feet in the air. I'm not doing it at 285.
If you have bigger cojones than Tyrone. You can do it at 285.
I gave up.
Slap
I gave up the big cojones for the huge cockness.
You have to give up something. The universe giveth, and the universe taketh away.
Right. It's all about equaling out. It's
so David
homeostasis.
and Jennifer are going to try and make that 15th date. So already we're getting some.
Okay. Yeah, and there's a couple people who said I'm in. I'm not going to hold anybody to that. If you say I'm in and then you don't show up, I understand. But yeah,
we need the teams.
Yeah, well, that's for Tough Mudder. So Tough Mudder, yeah, I need to know. I mean, don't say you're in until you know you're in. But the NSV thing, not so much. The big thing with that is we need to figure out room arrangements because you can rent a whole cabin, and then it'll sleep up to like 10 people, and it's by far cheaper. But I don't want to rent a cabin and then like 3 of us show up. The math doesn't work out.
No, it goes bad. It goes bad fast.
Yeah. Yep.
So good. So that's that. Let's see what else we got.
You had something about somebody who had surgery and then they wouldn't. It was for high blood pressure.
Oh shit. So okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna kind of get on a tear here. So if you don't like what I'm about to say, you're gonna have to grab a whole bag of Too Fucking Bad and just eat it. Because
you're gonna have to go eat a bag of dicks.
You have to eat a bag of dicks. And if you like it, if you're Kirk, then you have to eat a bag of vaginas. So just so we're clear.
Corey, if you're Corey,
Corey. Yeah, I don't want you eating something you actually like. You have to eat something you don't like. So here's the deal. I got a big fucking problem with this whole VA thing. And it isn't about it's not about parties. It's not about any of that shit. It's like these people pick up a fucking gun and stand a post and fight, and they deserve the best medical care on the fucking planet, period, after the fact. So that being said, there was a dude who had severe high blood pressure, and he was a vet, and he went into the VA, and the VA is like, hey, we got this thing, we can fix this. It's called this gastric sleeve. So they gave him a sleeve, but they fucked something up, and he could not eat solid food for 3 years, and he's been trying to get help from the VA, and they're like, we solved the blood pressure problem, go fuck yourself. So he's been having to go pay out of pocket for emergency visits because he's puking all over the place, can't keep food down, getting dehydrated, having problems. So this just tagged up on the whole VA thing that's going on right now, and the fact that they're paying these fucking bonuses to these lying assholes who are saying they're meeting all the requirements, and yet there's an entire list of thousands and thousands of vets who cannot get services, and yet on the books, it looks like they're completely within the standards. So if you don't believe that, Too Fucking Bad. I'm sorry you don't like facts. That's the reality of it. I don't give a fuck.
So there goes all the Christians.
No, what are you talking about? They probably love vets more than anybody. So
no, they don't believe in facts, though.
Oh, facts. Very well played, sir. So anyway, that's that. So yeah, this poor motherfucker has not eaten solid food in 3 years. He had the sleeve and they fucked it up. And he can't keep solid food down. So I guess now I know of one story where the sleeve did not go well. Wow.
Somebody posted about that, and I don't remember who it was, and I'm sorry. But they were talking about people in forums asking about, should I eat Taco Bell? And they're like a month out.
No.
It just made me think of Viking, who was 6 weeks out.
And I hate on him.
I know, because he's a great guy, but he was eating fish fillet sandwiches from McDonald's, butt and all,
food.
at 6 weeks. I can't do that at 9 months.
Here's the thing. Here's the deal. I'm gonna just. This is my week to be not nice, Phil. So I like Viking. Don't get me wrong. God bless him. Good dude. Seems like a solid dude. From the go, I had concerns Viking was maybe not in the right headspace for this.
Mm-hmm. He was very much in the beer right from the beginning.
Right. Just my opinion. I'm an asshole. I got an opinion. You don't have to believe it. He talked a lot about going out, hanging out at the bars and drinking beers with his friends. And then the fucking filet-o-fish sandwich is what turned me.
Yeah, me too. I stopped watching that.
If you're going to eat filet-o-fish sandwiches after you have the surgery, you're going to lose 50 pounds. You're going to Atkins it. You're going to lose 50 pounds and it's going to stop. That's going to happen. And the surgery will have worked. And you will not be able to eat as many filet-o-fish sandwiches. But if you're eating any filet-o-fish sandwiches, you have missed the point. Because the surgery is not about the surgery is not about just the quantity of food you eat, but the quality of food you eat. Like I think now about shit, and I go, I'm not gonna have that. I mean, I want it, but it's too many fucking calories. I just can't justify it. That fucking half burger I ate almost put me in the hospital mentally. I almost had a mental breakdown when I saw it was 700 calories for half a hamburger. That's ridiculous. So you will start to think, and I've been telling this to my new Padawan, that it's funny. You will get to the point where you're like, well, I could have a beer right now, but fuck that. It's too many calories. I'll have a vodka. You know what I mean? You will have that conversation with yourself. Or a myriad of other things too, as you go through this process, if you're in the right headspace. But if you're thinking, I can't wait to get a filet of fish sandwich again.
I can't do it.
A lifestyle for you.
See, for me, I guess I'm lucky because I cannot eat anything that is bad for. I can't even eat the fish in the fillet of fish because it's not real fish. I throw it up. I can't eat bread. I can't eat pasta. I can't eat rice. I can have sugars, right? Because obviously I drink White Russians like dudes. I can have them, but if I have certain kinds of sugars, like if I ate real ice cream, I could get slightly less than the serving size. If I go more than that, I'll get sick. I can't drink carbonated beverages. Now, if I have like a Crown and Coke or something like that, I can handle it, right? But if I were to just try to drink a soda, and even carbonated waters, I've tried them, and I can't. It makes me sick. I'd start burping up foam, and so I'm just lucky. I can't have anything that is bad for me.
I still have issues with too much chicken. Like in other words, like I can have 4 ounces of chicken. If I try to push to 5,
I can only eat dark meat chicken. I can't eat white meat. It makes me throw up. And I can't have like KFC or any of the fast food. If it's like the fried chicken, it makes me sick.
I can have the grocery store here for like $6 gives you a whole fried chicken. It's really tasty. It's moist. It's good. If I take the breading off, I'm fine with it. It's not a big deal. But again, one breast, and that's it. I'm done.
I can't. How can you do it? I cannot eat.
I don't know. I'm lucky, but even I have problems beyond 4 ounces with white meat chicken.
Yeah, I don't know if it's dry. And I tell you what, if you overeat white meat chicken because it's so dry, and you have to throw that up, I thought I was gonna like die because to throw white meat chicken up is very hard because you have no fluid in your stomach because you can't drink and eat that at the same time. So I had gotten white meat chicken caught halfway up. I was almost choking, so I was pretty much aspirating is what I was doing. So I just grabbed water and I slammed it, and then when it came back up, done. Jenny got something. I'm sorry, Penny Lane got something, and it had white meat.
Wait, are you talking about your girlfriend or your sister-in-law?
Anyway, she got something that had white meat. They do. They look very much like blonde hair, blue-eyed, light skin.
That's not a mistake you want to make at Thanksgiving dinner, though, so be careful.
Yeah. Well, Thanksgiving I'll get turkey, and then I'll just...
Yeah, but if you want to... I mean, I'm talking about your sister-in-law and your girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Mix those two up.
In the dark, it's all kind of the same.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, white meat I can't do.
Right. So, I think like I can have 2.5 ribs, 2.5 little pork ribs. I don't know what that is either, but that's it. And you know what's funny? Because I was watching way back in the day. I was watching one of our original mentors who's gone now. Not gone. He didn't die. He just doesn't make videos anymore.
Are you talking about Big Nick?
Big Nick. He said the same thing. He said, I had a third rib, and I was miserable for hours. Right. He's not shitting. If I eat that other half the rib, nothing good happens after that. And I'm talking the little pork ribs, which is just weird. It's just certain meats I can't do. Turkey, no problem. You would think turkey and chicken would be pretty interchangeable, but turkey's not an issue at all.
I think turkey's more moist, but I think I've only had like a Berkey jerky turkey and like some turkey bacon and stuff. I don't think I've eaten white meat turkey since surgery.
I have, because I love me some turkey, and we talked about the voodoo turkey magic that goes on here. So That's pretty good.
Speaking of voodoo, so the voodoo queen, her secretary, and her cleaning minions are all going to be here next Thursday.
Nice.
So she might be here early enough to make the Fat King show. If not, she'll probably come in midstream.
So she should be expected to walk through the door, abandon all those minions and servants, and immediately jump into the show.
Jump into Fat Kings, yeah.
That's
So next week we will have a guest. It'll be the Voodoo Queen. I know you guys have never seen her on Fat Kings before.
Yeah, she's never been on the show before. Just 3 times before this.
4.
If we're gonna have to start giving her royalties if she shows up anymore. So
I know. She's pretty much an official Fat Kingette.
Speaking of dudes who look too skinny now,
Okay.
that's a weird segue, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Gooch just joined the feed. I saw his video today, and I mailed him out a care package of life-saving nutrients because you're looking lean there, brother. You're looking a little lean.
Yeah, he's kind of went along the same lines as me. He hit goal very quick. He hit it quicker than I did. I think he hit it at 16 weeks, and I hit mine at 20.
Are you saying he finishes early? Is that what you're saying?
I think Gooch finishes very early.
Even earlier than you? That's pretty crazy.
That's very good. No, I always finish right on time.
Right on time. That's
right on time, every time.
Right up for you.
Yeah, no, he is. He's looking pretty.
But he agrees that chicken is the fucking devil. I don't know what a devil is, but a devil sounds a lot scarier than. I've never eaten a devil, but devil is.
I don't know. You know what's her name? Elizabeth Hurley played the devil in.
Oh, the devil. Oh, this is a devil.
Devil. Yeah.
Debil, a devil.
I think maybe he spent a little too much time in Canada, and he picked up some of their weird slang.
No way. Fuck off, you hoser.
Fuck off, eh?
Fuck off, eh?
Maybe he's talking about the devil.
A boot. Yeah. Now you're starting to sound like a Scot. You gotta be careful there. So.
A boat.
A boot.
A boat.
Boot. So yes. So that's so Gastric is saying he wants to hear the George Lucas story. So I'll tell the George Lucas story in a compressed version. If you want the full version, you'll just have to become my friend.
You'll have to talk to George Lucas. George Lucas remembers it like he was writing a script for Star Wars. That's how impressed George Lucas was with Phil.
A lot of the characters in Episode 7 are based on me. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah. The purple lightsaber that nobody knows about came from Phil.
And it was because he saw me in the bathroom. That's all I'm saying. So, anyway. So I got invited to it was a crisp winter evening in 1997 for a Christmas party at the San Francisco Talent Agency, of which my good friend Kevin is not Kevin Smith, but another Kevin is a full-fledged IMDb member of the Screen Actors Guild and the Writers Guild.
Kevin Lassett, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, exactly.
Kevin Lassett, yeah. You can check it out. IMDb, Kevin Lassett. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, IMDb, Kevin Lassett. He has an independent movie that is now being circulated throughout the competitions, of which I have a producer credit on, and have done some audio work on.
I don't mean to step on you, but I just want to tell everybody, Kevin Lassett, he's a good dude, and he's done a lot of movies and shows and stuff. Yeah, I've seen him. And then I know whenever
people have seen him, they don't know they've seen him, but they've seen him.
Yeah, when you see him, when you go to IMDb, you'll be like, oh yeah, I've seen him. But yeah, no, he's a good dude.
So he got invited to his agent's Christmas party, and I got invited via him. That was the night I got engaged the first time, actually. So it all started.
He's been married twice, and but the women have the same vagina. It's very weird.
That's true. They both have been intimate with each other. My first wife and my ex-wife have been intimate with each other. My first wife and they too. But my first wife and my second wife have been intimate with each other, which is awkward. So anyway.
And you've been intimate with both of them at the same time.
Of course. Well, at the same time, yeah. So.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So anyway, I get to go, and Mr. Lucas, being a big California Northern California, particularly proponent. That's where Lucas Ranch is. Was also at the event with his two dates, his two very much younger, hotter dates, and I did get to meet the man and say hello and shake his hand and thank him very much for his contribution to my life, and it was kind of nice. So yeah, it was good times, and that was the end of the
It's
Kevin
got to be
Stein
hard to meet
story.
somebody so iconic, like to not just like jizz on their face. To be like somewhat cool about it is got to be hard.
So I had a lot of practice. So I worked at a radio station in California as well.
Hmm.
Um, and I would go backstage for a shit ton of concerts. Van Halen, Queensryche, Def Leppard. I mean, you name any of the big names during the early 90s, you name it. I was backstage for it. A matter of fact, I was backstage. One of my favorite memories, we were backstage at the Cow Palace, for those of you that know the Bay Area, with the guys from Queensryche. And we were setting up the broadcast with them. We were going to interview them. And we were tossing the football back and forth for like probably 30, 40 minutes, just backstage, tossing the football, talking stuff. And here's the trick when you meet a famous person, ask them what they did on their life. Let's say that it's right after Thanksgiving. Hey, George, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. Hey, how was your Thanksgiving? Don't talk to them about work. Don't talk to them about, what influence they are in your life, blah, blah, blah. Just talk to them about the last thing that happened that you would talk to anybody about. And they will glom onto you like that because they're like, oh, finally, somebody's not going to grill me about just what I do all day. And then
No
later
more
on,
Star Wars questions.
later on, you can say, hey, I really, really admire your work. Thank you so much for everything you've done. That's cool, but that's after you've established that you're not going to grill them the whole time because they have their walls up. You know what I'm saying? But if you
Yeah.
take that shit, so backstage, Queensryche throwing the ball, that was probably a great memory. Yeah, it was a very good memory.
So since we're name dropping, I was a bodyguard for a long time, right? Well, not a long time, 2 years. I worked for some of the Beatles. Well, I worked for a Beatle, Ringo, which isn't a great Beatle to work for, and Joe Walsh, and Bonnie Raitt, Elton John, um, Jimmy Buffett, a
I
lot
got
of people.
Kip Winger from Winger, if you remember
Well,
that.
he's from freaking Colorado. He's from
Yeah,
Golden,
no, but I
Colorado.
knew him in California, and then I talked to Phil Collins over the satellite when I was setting up
Uh,
an interview with him. Very
yeah.
cool dude. Matter of fact, he just donated his. He's a big Alamo fan. He just
Uh-huh.
donated his entire Alamo collection back to the Alamo, which is pretty
Oh,
fucking cool.
nice.
But anyway, yeah,
Ozzy Osbourne donated to the Alamo as well.
yeah. So
He
Phil
pissed
Collins.
on it was his donation, just so you know.
Oh, well, that's not
They
the same.
banned
Phil
it.
Collins, much
Yeah,
classier
no.
dude. Well, his name's Phil, so automatically
Right.
much higher caliber dude. But yeah, no, Phil Collins. God, I'm trying to think of. I'll tell you who's a dick though. I shouldn't say this.
Elton John was a cock. I'll
I
tell you
mean, I'm
that.
talking about an arrogant little sissy prick, in my opinion.
Okay.
The drummer from Metallica,
Oh, Lars.
Lars. He's kind of a
Yeah.
sissy.
Well, I mean, they did go after
You get me a
Napster.
tissue kind of sissy. Go get your own
Yeah.
fucking tissue. You fucking a rock star, dude. Go get a
Yeah.
tissue. You need a fucking tissue. I'll shove a tissue up your ass.
Yeah.
So yeah, not a cool dude, but I met a lot of cool people. And that's the only negative story I have. Just maybe he was having a little sissy day. Maybe he and I just didn't click. But
No,
this is my opinion.
my story is from Elton John, but I'll tell that story another time because I think we name dropped
Oh,
enough.
really?
You want me to tell it? Okay, so
We got 5 minutes.
we got 5 minutes. So Elton John, I was working personal protection for him, and he was at Fiddler's Green Amphitheater in Colorado, down in Lakewood, Colorado, and he threw a hissy fit because they wouldn't give him an escort to get through the red lights on the way to his concert. Then at his concert, he had parked his limo going the opposite way on a public street. He wanted to be able to go from the production gate, because the production gate, you go out and you get on the road and it goes this way, and you have to leave to go that way to get to the airport. Well, he parked his limo and he wanted to go the other way. Well, the cops told him, hey, you can't do that. And he threw, yeah, I know. He threw the biggest fucking fit over that. I mean, he just went ape shit, like he wasn't going to perform the concert. And the other one is I was working personal protection for Axl Rose, not Guns N' Roses, for Axl Rose, because he's separate from Guns N' Roses. Mile High Stadium, Denver, Colorado. He got pissed about something. I don't know. So I'm standing backstage. He goes storming off. I just have to follow him, right? I'm not allowed to talk to these guys. I'm just there in case somebody tries to shoot him. I get shot. get in a limo with them, and we speed off. So we leave the stadium. Barry Fay, who I actually tried to throw out of Fiddler's Green once, he's a big promoter in Colorado. Not anymore, but he used to be. Anyway, he called me. He says, "Hey, if you don't get back here, your band's not getting paid for this gig." And he just threw like he was stomping the ground and almost crying like a fucking 2-year-old. It was that ridiculous. So, I got a few stories. But anyway, Elton John, I think, was the biggest prick.
Okay, we got one more order of business, and I think we'll wrap this up. But so
Okay.
there was a reunion of which you were not there.
I wasn't
Your
there.
brother was not there, rather.
Yeah.
You weren't there either, but your brother was definitely not there.
Right.
And so the way your brother and I met, you may know the story.
Mm-hmm.
There was a small company in Colorado at the time called Myers Internet. They did mortgage and real estate websites, very automated kind of stuff, very cost effective for mortgage originators and for real estate people. So we worked there. We were sales folks, enjoyed sales. We both had technical backgrounds, as you know, so we kind of had a little ledge up on a lot of other folks. And so there was a reunion of all those folks. So the company got sold to a big conglomerate right as the whole market shit the bed. And so that guy
Warren got out
on the planet.
Warren sold it the day before.
Like the day before the subprime market just shit the bed. So so we had a reunion. I hadn't seen these folks in 7
Was Warren there?
years. Warren came.
Oh, okay.
John came. I won't use last names because I don't know all these people. Bill
Bill
was there.
Okay. Yeah, Bill, of course. What about Greg?
Jerry was there.
Did Greg come? Either
What's that?
one? Did the Gregs come?
No, Greg C did. Yeah, Greg C did. Greg W was out of town.
Okay.
And Amy, who is the inspiration for.
She came after me, so.
She's such a sweetheart. I love that girl. She reminds me so she's one of the normie pretty girls. Like you meet this girl, this woman, and you think, God damn, and she's happily married, great husband, like the kind of guy who knows what he's got. She's such a sweetheart. She's the sweetest, cutest little thing you've ever seen. And you think most pretty girls are not this nice. What the fuck? She's just the sweetest, nicest person. To be that pretty and that nice is just not normal. It's just not. It's statistically improbable. But still to this day, same thing. Just the sweetest thing. She just had a kid. So just happy for that kid. She's so awesome. Anyway, so it was.
So I know you were talking about you were worried about everybody going, oh, how'd you lose the weight? And you had to do surgery, and they're like, oh, so how'd that?
Except for Warren, nobody did that. Everybody was like, oh yeah, that's awesome, blah 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 blah. So they were pretty cool about it. But with Warren, kind of was like, oh, you kind of had the but I'm like, yeah, I can still eat a whole friggin' tub of ice cream if I want to. No problem. Right. I just don't.
Right.
So, because he's a little bit heavier dude too.
Yeah, he's not a skinny fellow.
He's not a skinny fellow. So
he's a cool dude though. Warren's all right.
Cool dude. Smart dude. He told some funny stories I'll have to tell you later. But yeah. So it actually went a lot better than it did, and I had my first beer in a year. I had a stout that was a chicory stout.
Mm-hmm.
But it was nitrogen chicory stout, so it had very few bubbles in it. It was very non-bubbly.
That's why I do. I'll do hard ciders, and I can handle those. I can't do a beer though.
I drank it very slow because I was nervous though, and it was fine. But just too many calories in a beer, and that's what I was actually telling my Padawan that. I'm like, you'll get to a point in your life where you're like, I can have a beer or I can have a shot. The shot's less calories.
And it's quicker too. It's like
it gets the job done.
Oh, so Gastric Tiger, he said learning so much about you guys, Ringo would be fun to chat with. So here's the deal: is I semi-lied. So I was actually working for Joe Walsh, who comes from the Eagles fame, and then Joe Walsh is his own badass guy, right? But I ended up kind of working with Ringo Starr because Joe Walsh got fucked up, and he couldn't find. So lights go down. I'm standing on the side of the stage. Lights go down. And when lights go down, usually somebody will come out with a flashlight and they direct them. And there'll be tape on the floor so that the performers can get off the stage without killing themselves. Joe Walsh was so fucked up that he couldn't get off the stage. So I walked out there, and then me and Ringo Starr actually helped Joe Walsh off the stage. And then we chatted a little bit, and then he had his own security, and they went off on their way. So I say I worked for Ringo Starr, but I didn't. I worked for Joe Walsh.
So did you not get to talk to any of those famous people, or did you ever get a chance to really talk to them?
No, I mean, you didn't. It was just not considered professional. I mean, they would interact with you a bit. Like, two people who were probably the biggest was Bonnie Raitt. She took me out to dinner just because she's like, hey, do you know any good seafood restaurants? I was like, yeah, there's a place down here. So she took me out to eat with her. All these people have a fucking entourage, right? And I sat at another table, but on the way there, on the way back, we talked a bit. Um, and then George Michael. Not George Michael, Boy George. Boy George.
Careful, you excited a lot of our gay listeners right there.
Either way,
excited.
either way.
I know,
It wasn't George Michael, it's Boy
I
George.
think George Michael probably trumped Boy George, but we'll let
Boy George, I was working personal security. This was after his fame, whenever he became a DJ. You know, I mean, he's still famous, right? He'll always be famous, but it was after it. I was working personal security, and his computer died, and he was a DJ. Well, all of his playlists and everything were on that. So I actually told him, hey, I can recover that for you. And I recovered all of his stuff for him, and he was so he tried to give me a bunch of money. I'm like, no, don't worry about it, blah, blah, blah. But he was a cool dude. He was probably my favorite guy, actually.
So do you think that my analogy of, or my example of just treat them like normal people, when you treat them like normal people, they just seem to like.
Yes and
they
no.
So appreciate that, I think.
They do appreciate it, but to a certain extent, it's kind of like your boss. Like, you want to be casual with your boss, but if you go too casual,
but respectful, yeah.
They take it offensive. So I find that stars or famous people do have a sensitive ego, and they want somebody to interact with in a normal way, but they also want to feel a little bit of that, yeah, I'm important.
I agree with that.
Deal. So you kind of talk to them like normal, but like in awe. So when they talk, you listen maybe a little bit more intently than you would. If they tell something funny, you might laugh a little bit more, but you don't want to go overboard because you don't want to seem like a fanboy. It's a hard juggling act. Luckily with me, I just wasn't allowed to really interact with them. If they interacted with me, I could interact back. So it was a little bit easier.
You know, other than Jeff Tate of Queensryche, again, great dude as well. He was a very cool dude. And a matter of fact, their manager got really pissed at me because we were distracting him too much. They were supposed to be warming up, and but the cool thing was we got to go in there and hear them play because they did 3 songs to like test everything with nobody in an entire stadium or auditorium. Right. That's some fucking crazy shit. When there's no people in there to absorb the sound, it's crazy.
Well, here's the thing. Even whenever you... I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. No, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, the weird thing is when it's different. So when you're out in an audience and you're watching a show, there's a certain perspective, a certain whatever that is like, oh, but whenever you just go an extra 20 feet and you're standing on the side of the stage, so you're pretty much on the same stage with these people and you're looking across at them while they perform, they seem like a regular dude. Like, it just doesn't, it gives you a different perspective just being that extra 20 feet.
That's true. And then the other thing is, I was going to say, Sammy Hagar, very cool dude. You would think he'd be a douchebag, but he's not. He's a pretty cool dude. He's a pretty down-to-earth dude. I really did like him. I didn't get to talk with him much. I didn't interact with him much. But the time I did, guy had not have the ego I thought he would have.
I've always heard he was a douchebag. So.
No, he really actually. I mean, again, I didn't interact with him long. It was a couple minutes, but everything about the dude was respectful. You know, he was very respectful of everybody else. Maybe I caught him on a good night. And Phil Collins, again, top-notch dude, top-notch. I mean, he took all the time in the world. We were setting up a satellite feed back in the day, back in the 90s. Back in the 90s, before the internet really had a foothold, you know, we had to set up these expensive satellite patches to get these interviews from across seas because phone lines were not fast enough. We'd set up these expensive satellite feeds, and they basically would set up like, you know, 60, 70 stations would go in on one satellite patch, and they would get X minutes chance to talk to the star on the other end. So it was kind of like they would do this, you know, okay, this is so-and-so from KSJO 92.3 in San Jose, and blah, blah, blah. He's going to ask a question. Okay, go. But you have to set up that feed, make sure it's clean and everything's good beforehand. So as an engineer at the station, I would be responsible for that. So Phil Collins took the time out just to chit chat with me before the show, and he was like asking me about how the day was. I mean, it's just a fucking top notch dude. You know, like, I mean, here's this guy super famous. He doesn't have to say shit to me other than 1 2 1 2 to make sure the levels are good. And
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, anyway, so go buy Phil Collins shit.
All right. Well, now we look like a couple of name dropping douchebags.
We are a couple of name droppers. And that, you know whose fault that is? It's the fucking listeners for not posting more comments and questions.
That's right. That's right.
We'll blame them.
Okay.
All right. So, all right. Hey, guys, shoot me over IMs or emails, rather, on MyFitnessPal for any newbies that you know about. I want to try and fold them in, start paying a little more attention to them. I have been watching, not commenting as much, but I got my core group I watch regularly. So that's where I'm at, and I think you kind of feel the same way, sir. About
You know what? Now I gotta say something. I'm a little pissed because you know I have a big crush on Mr. E. Champ, and I know, shocking.
You know what? Kirk pissed all over him in the video. Did you see that?
Well, no, Kirk
Not
told me
really.
that E is more of a Spano, Will Spano fan than a Tyrone fan. So that kind of crushed
Oh
me.
my goodness.
Yeah.
You're too skinny now. That's the problem. You better start packing it back on if you want some meat love.
I need to bear up.
You better bear the fuck up.
Oh, and something else, just speaking of Bear, BSG Bear and Mike, I got to apologize. We were supposed to meet up in Orlando whenever we first got here, but we got here and I got horribly sick. Like I had to go into the doc, get antibiotics, whole spiel. So I'm sorry we didn't get to meet up. It was during the Star Wars festival that was here. It was June 5th-ish. So anyway, BSG Bear or Mike, or Mark, as I like to call him, I apologize about not being able to meet up.
Mike is the one dude in Tampa I did not. I mean, like I saw him like 2 seconds. I'm like, you're like a huge fucking inspiration for me, and I see you for like 2 minutes. You know, although you know he thought of us, he gave us shirts, and I appreciate that. But I gotta at some point I gotta hook up with the dude and at least like fucking shake his hand. I didn't even get a chance.
I really wanted to go meet up with him because he's in Orlando for the Star Wars thing. It's only an hour and a half away. I was sick. I mean, I like couldn't get out of bed sick. So anyway, I apologize to Mike.
All right. Well, all right, guys. We appreciate you tuning in. I didn't think we were going to have shit, but thanks to the wonder that is vodka, we found a way to push through for a full hour. So I appreciate that. And normally I don't drink on the show, so just saying. Anything else you want to drop, brother, before we step
No, the only thing I got is, like I said, Voodoo Queen out here next week. Let me know if you want to be part of the Tough Mudder, and then hopefully May 15th you guys can make it for the NSV trip. Tanya had said that she's going to try to make a page for it, so that'll be floating around out there as well.
Look, personally, I'm gonna name some names. I'm gonna call some people out.
Okay.
I know a lot of you motherfuckers are doing Couch to 5K, which I think is fucking retarded because I hate running. But I love you for trying and succeeding for that matter. But let's face it, a lot of us put a lot of time in at this gym. I was putting up the big weights today, so let's make this Tough Mudder happen. I think.
I think so.
I think I'm dropping the fucking gauntlet. Let's see who picks it up, and I'm going to name a few names right now. I expect Mr. Tiger, at least.
Oh, you know who else I'm gonna name is fucking J-Mac, Mr. fucking Flexy himself.
That's perfect.
J-Mac, you need to get your ass out here and show us if you are such a badass.
Pete rocks the sleeve, and if we have to take up a collection to get his ass out there, then we need to take up a collection to get his ass out there. That's
or
just
he could do like a bike across Canada into Florida to raise
could bike to Florida
awareness.
from Canada.
That's right. To raise awareness for weight
I'll
loss.
fly him home.
There you
But
go.
he's got to get there. No, I am willing to put up some money to get Pete down there. Yeah, part of his ticket. I think the whole team could chip in a little bit.
I think so.
J-Mac, Pete, and Tiger. You motherfuckers are on notice. You are up for Tough Mudder. If you guys come, I'll come. I will make it.
Sounds good.
All right, that's it.
All right,
And
take us out.
girls, just because we have to have something to.
Well, Tanya and John are thinking about coming, but they are like fucking little jet setters, so I don't know if they'll be able to make it or
You
not.
can work on them next week. We'll talk about it after that. So,
I'll get them drunk, they'll commit to it, and then they can't back out.
videotape that shit. All right, perfect. Then we have video proof. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in this week. It's been a blast. I didn't think it was going to be. I was dreading this whole show because I had nothing. Tyrone had nothing, and we figured it all out 5 minutes beforehand. So it was all good. Typical Fat King show. We'll be back at you. I'll be back at you on Tuesday with another I did not make fucking goal video. And maybe you'll be back with
I'll
your
probably
protein shake, which I thought was brilliant. Your morning protein shake made me so happy.
Yes, my morning protein shake. So if you guys want to see what my morning protein shake is all about, tomorrow morning, Back to Basics is going to release my video. It's a day in the life of, so you get to follow me around for a day and see what my life is all about. And then I'll do an update video tomorrow as well.
So,
I was trying to find my microphone, but I couldn't because the fucking
so it's just
are
on.
delayed.
Right. Been kidnapped.
Yeah.
Has the ransom note shown up yet?
No.
All right. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a blast. We'll see you next week. Until then, remember, some asshole told me it's good to be the king.